Ambassador, thank you for your work on behalf of the people of South Sudan, your briefing of April 25th, and I hope you're able to achieve our objectives there. I also want to thank you and join with my colleagues in thanking you for your efforts to refute and to halt the UN's obsessive tendencies with unjustified attacks on Israel. I hope that you're pushing inside the administration to get them to fill the empty boxes on the organization chart. Now, Rex Tillerson has praised the people who are filling the acting positions, acting assistant secretary, acting undersecretary. My wife's been with the State Department for 20 years. You can't get policy direction from somebody who's got the big word temporary on their door. Until we get those positions filled with people that reflect where the administration want to go, we don't have foreign policy in the hundreds of areas that you and the Secretary of State can't personally address. The world is better when the United States is involved. We're involved in the United Nations. We're not necessarily going to be paying our dues or our share of peacekeeping. Is it easier or harder for you to do your job if we don't pay our dues?
Okay, thank you for that. Yes, we will continue to work on South Sudan. I'll be visiting there in the fall to deal with it head on. Israel, I will continue to call them out every time that happens. Hear you on the State Department and what you told Secretary Tillerson. We have worked really hard to fill the roles in USUN and are almost there, so thank you for that. In terms of the peacekeeping budget, what we did was—
both the peacekeeping and the dues budget, yeah.
Peacekeeping and—
My question was on the both. We have our general UN dues, the line item for that in the President's proposed budget's cut 27%.
Right.
Peacekeeping 37%. Does that diminish your ability to do your job, or does it make your job easier?
No, so my job has worked well because I've used that as leverage. With every single renewal, what we did was we looked at the political solution. We looked, is it working? Is it actually helping the people on the ground? What they have done in the past is challenged areas, they would just send more troops to it. Mm-hmm. Well, if the troops aren't trained and the troops don't have equipment, it's not going to be effective. So what we've now done is change the mandates to make sure they're smarter.
I'm going to cut you off there because I got these.
Well, let me just tell you this. We just negotiated the peacekeeping budget last week, and I was so proud of my team because we cut it by $500 million. And that was with the support of everyone.
But now that it's a budget you like, should we contribute our allotted share?
I think that you can comfortably go to 25% and know that we will be okay.
Russia we have a bill that passed the Senate to impose sanctions on Russia and Iran. It's got its congressional review provisions. I've been here a long time. The only way we got the sanctions on Iran was to overcome efforts of the last two administrations who wanted either no sanctions or wanted the administration to be able to just wave a wand and say, well, we don't like them, so we're not going to do them. Is the administration lobbying to change the congressional review of the Senate-passed Iran-Russia sanctions bill?
I am not aware that they are lobbying for anything. I do know that they're reviewing it.
Okay. Other administration—
They also renewed recently the sanctions on Russia in reference to Ukraine. Those were renewed last week.
Other administration officials have testified that they haven't spoken with the president regarding Russian interference in last year's election. Have you talked to the president about that?
I have not talked to the president about that. And look, I think the best thing that can happen is for this investigation to play out quickly. I have no reason to think that there was any sort of involvement between the president and Russia. And
I'm going to try to move on to one last question. The UN Security Council Resolution 2231 bans or deters Iran from testing ballistic missiles. Is the Security Council incapable of addressing Iran's violations of that resolution?
Well, we're going to push hard to address it. They have tested, they have launched ballistic missiles, and now we are seeing that they are sending off weapons and things to bad actors. And so, yes, we have to continue to address that. The problem is Russia will always veto it.
Thank you.